Greetings, everyone. It is I, Kikosk here, welcoming you to the stream. A pre-stream, to be exact, where you have the opportunity to get here, get comfortable and get ready. For me being very worn down, but the show must go on, as it always does. And so we're here with some King of the Castle. Hello, Ziggy Zav. Hello, Clouth. Hello, Mindstorm. It has been a very, very tiring week last week. And I have another tiring week ahead of me this week. Oh, it's gonna be a thing. Hello, how are you all today? I hope you are good. I hope you're well. Yeah. How's stuff? It's a thing, isn't it? It is 110% a thing. Of all the things that are things, this is indeed one of them. Hello, Black Rabbit. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well this day. Hope things are going good. So yeah, I am tired. It's not going to get better for the next few weeks. Hello! Good evening, Todd. Hello, Tom. Just change all of my aliases online to tired. Sure ought to go down a treat. So we'll see how well the, hello Ada, we'll see how well this stream goes. See how much energy I have. I honestly thought maybe I should play more hello, Cav. I thought maybe I should play more Hydlide, but then I went, no, I probably shouldn't play more Hydlide. Playing more Hydlide while a little weary might be a mistake. It might be a terrible mistake. But then again, watching this kingdom burn into cinders might also end up being a mistake. Should anyone ever play more Hydlide? I mean, there are people out there who like Hydlide. There are people out there who enjoy Hydlide. Nah, you can't say that. There are people out there that enjoy Hydlide. I mean, I like Birthright the Gorgon's Alliance. That doesn't mean to say it's a good game. Hello, Shield of Hope. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hey, also, here's a thing, folks. Would you like to know a thing? Wait, there are Twitch drops? Hang on. There are Twitch drops for this game right now? Uh-oh. You know what that means if there are Twitch drops. Hang on. If there are Twitch drops, I need to sort of thing. Between the frames. That is true. That is true. That is very true. There are Twitch drops. You are correct. There are indeed Twitch drops. Ooh. Ends on May the 5th. Excellent. There's also almost a month left to get them. Excellent. I will absolutely not leave my phone here so that I can retrieve them. This absolutely won't happen. Yeah. It's alright. I can get this done. Oh, replay. Oh, is it the same stuff? Hang on. There's a way for me to find out, and that is to go to my own Twitch and have a look. So if I click that... Yeah, I already own all this. Yeah, I already own all of them, so don't need to do that. That is fair enough. But yeah, if you do need that stuff, it's a good idea. Hello there, not a rogue. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Cav is there as a grandee. Like, I'll tell you what, having my people do their stuff, we have an amazing kingdom right now. I'm not even joking. Look at how prosperous the kingdom is. Well, I'm not even kidding. Look at how well things go when you cooperate with the king. It's a pretty fantastic kingdom. Okay, the chiefs have had it a little rough recently, but you know, military is okay. And farming is great for most of them. Trade is outstanding. Am I still fabulously wealthy? Funnily enough, yes, you still have 25 grand. You still, in fact, have 25 grand. Hint, pick schemes that require high stats. Yeah, but normally they counter them eventually with a scheme that requires a low stat. It's not often that you have schemes that only require high stats. I'm also the richest. Yes, actually you are. Not by much, but you are the richest. You are indeed the richest. And nothing's even bugging out over here. But yeah, stability and authority are 6 because we successfully passed on the crown from one heir to another. Oh, you said almost. No, you are the richest. Oh, no, you aren't. Sorry, 2,000. I'm tired. Have you noticed? It's been a long week. I recorded 5 days last week, and I'm recording 4 days this week. To be fair, one of the recordings this week was incredibly short, which was kind of useful, because then I had to go, instead of relaxing, do stuff that was important for house stuff. Everything is house stuff. It's all house. Tai Kiko, let's not murder him right away. No, you will absolutely murder me. That is fine. We'll wait 2 seasons. You see, you could. Yeah, I don't... it's not that kind of tired. It's not that kind of tired. Unfortunately. That sadly will not help. Yes, it's a combination of mental and physical exhaustion. Like, you can deal with the physical to some degree, but the mental one is, no, much less able to. Much less able to. And then the best part is that when I actually move, it's all gonna... it's then gonna be a whole different set of stuff. Well, thank you, I appreciate that, Spook. How am I doing? I'm tired. Pretty tired. But dare I say it, playing Highlight would be probably even more exerting. It would probably be even more exerting. But what can you do? What can you do? It does! We could always patch in Highlight's epic soundtrack if you would prefer it. We could always patch in Highlight's epic soundtrack. We can make it happen. We can return the dream. I, by the way, have discovered when the, yeah, that's only going to go so far, Faramir. That's only going to go so far. But, eh. Models, however, have been something that have been, you do have to take time to stop. Like, you have to take time to stop. It's just the problem is I can't right now. Yeah, I don't want to do that, Faramir. It's just I don't have the luxury of being able to stop right now. I have too much that needs sorting out. Too much. Yeah, also that doesn't help with mental exhaustion. 10 players, right. You just need time to not be doing stuff and to be able to process things and deal with it. Constantly just pushing ahead will actually just compound it and make it worse. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But yeah, the last stream this week will be on Friday. There will be no Saturday stream. And there won't be a stream after that for a week. Hopefully only a week. Because I will need that week to sort out as much as I can in the place. No, oh, there's no rest, Faramir. Oh no, I'm not resting in that period. I'm working on the house. I can't take my time, TomTom. The way that content creation works doesn't give you that luxury. The longer you are away, the longer the knock-on impact has. Like, if you're away for even a week, that will have an impact. If I was away for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there'll be a lot of people who just won't sub. And then they won't come back. Like, even a short break has a long knock-on effect. So, you are not encouraged to take breaks. You are heartily discouraged from taking breaks. So, the week I'll be doing is a literal, is like necessity. But after that, I really have to go back to doing what I'm doing. While dealing with everything else as well. Oh no, YouTube I won't be missing it. That's why I'm tired, because last week I had to record a week and 2/3 of another week's schedule, and this week I'm going to be recording a whole week and then the remaining third of a schedule, cramming 3 weeks of recording into 2 weeks. And then I have to upload all of them, and then I have to do video descriptions on most of them, and ad placements and thumbnails. Yeah! Yeah, the work doesn't go away, I just have to compress it into a smaller amount of time. That's why I'm tired. Last week I recorded videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This week I recorded videos today, and then there'll be Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, but I've got to do it. There's no alternative. I can't not do it.
Ooh, a pouch
Some
of
more
gold.
YouTube back pay in the form of bits for you, Geeko. Thank you, Spook. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you. That is very kind of you. There is also the Throne wishlist that has the last 2 Warhammer-related purchases that are going to be on there for a very long time. Because outside of that, it's going to become boring things like furniture and plates and household appliances and things like that. So those things up there are the last, like, exciting items. Last exciting bits of fun. Yeah, it's going to be lots of plates and lots of furniture and everything else. It's going to be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. Yep. But what can I do? This is the joy of content creation. Is that it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Like, even when I'm doing my stuff for the house, I'm still gonna have to have those videos going up, and I had to record them. Like, they don't come out of nowhere, unfortunately. They have to be made. And that's Kijikun there subbing for 33 months and a 3-month streak. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. That truly is kind. Thank you. That truly is kind. That truly is kind. But yeah, this is going to be a stressful week. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be full of nail-biting stuff, and then it's going to be full of lots of phone calls. And then next week is going to be full of a lot of moving things, building things, more phone calls, setting things up, painting, building more things. Did I mention building things? There's going to be a lot of building things. And I'm not talking about models. That won't be happening. Mainly because they're all pretty much built. We have any help in that? Aside from my partner, no. No, unfortunately, due to circumstances out of our control, no one else is available. That'll be just us. There will be, unfortunately, no one else to help. Anybody we get in will have to pay. No, I don't want to do that, 10-player. There is a very important reason why I don't want to do that, and that is because it would turn doing model stuff into my job. It would mean that a hobby of mine would get pulled into it becomes work. And I don't want it to become work, because then I could very much stop enjoying it. It's very... I already have made my hobby work. It's called Let's Plays. It's called Let's Plays. That was a hobby. Now it is work. I do not want to turn my the process of assembling and painting models into work. Mainly because I'm not that good at it. And streaming it would open it up to a lot of people telling me I'm not that good at it. Yes, literally 10-player. It's like painting would then become work. And then I would paint outside of streaming, and I'd be like, I should be streaming this right now. And so then what time I have that is free would then become guilty time because I'm not streaming what I'm doing in my spare time. So then I wouldn't have any spare time because all I'd be doing is streaming. It would not be fun. So, do not recommend. That would be a very quick way to burn me out on doing, like, Warhammer. To have me, turn it into something that I have to make content on. Well, no, I wouldn't have time for a new hobby, Mindstorm. I wouldn't have time. I already stretch myself incredibly thin as it is, with 9 videos a week and 6 streams. I only have one day where I don't do anything, unfortunately, and that's Sunday. It's the only day I do nothing. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your father. But now it's time for you to wear the crown. Well, me too, Black Rabbit, but we shall see. As is tradition, the council will now decide what happens at your coronation. Should I get changed into my waterproof robes then? It may be for the best, Your Majesty. Shall we call the nobles in? Yeah, we're not doing that one. That one's a bad idea. We can get the same result by yeeting me into the river. The same result can be achieved with a body of water. Which is exactly what's going to happen. And of course, we start with tradition. By throwing me in the river. It's decided then, the Queen will be thrown into the river. So it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry you into the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up to the bank, soaking wet, the chance to step forwards and place the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles' stifling giggles? Oh, hang on. There we go. Now that you're queen, your duty is to meet the ever-so-argumentative Council of Nobles. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Majesty. You'll need it dealing with us lot, of course. May the ninth God bless your reign, Your Majesty. I trust you'll conduct yourself with honour and faith. And, well met, Hilma Liege. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. I don't know what more there is to do for you guys, barons. Like, one more military? Also arguments. Is this what your father fought so hard for? Yeah. Yeah. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your father out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? There are many choices ahead of us. As alive, yeah, I'm not sure alive is gonna work. We've done all of these in one way or another. Yeah, we're gonna roll a die. I'm gonna roll a d6. That's how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna roll a dice and see what we're doing. Let's roll. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, by the way. Do. Right. Golden Age it is. A lofty goal indeed. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the king's overall trade as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I'll return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. We're not doing things randomly like that. It won't work. Because you vote! Agneth of the 10-player bloodline, infamous Marcher Hellion, stands before a blazing hearth, roaring with arms outstretched. You know, we really want to fight someone. We should totally fight. Like, maybe we could fight someone to the south, or fight the king, or fight each other. We should just fight. Because you like fighting. Doppelganger, uprising, or modernization? Those are your choices. Doppelganger, eh? Lower own defiance. Maybe we give that a go. Barons plan to swap the real king for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. This one's going to be dangerous because if defiance gets too high with you, you could easily rebel and crush me. You must keep defiance to 4 or less for 4 seasons. But I can maybe balance this out. Oscar of the Voronel clan, legendary northern troublemaker, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, droning on as if in a trance. Chiefs of the North, we all know that I should be on the throne, not this imposter Queen Carla IV. I mean, there is a 4 in their name, they're on a long line of— Shut up! How do we make that happen? Intimidation, prophecy, or hornblower? Intimidation, eh? Alright, I've got lower stability. Alright, well, we can lower stability. Vote, I'm a chief, I cannot. That is true, you cannot vote. So, defiance up, stability down. The chiefs plan to hold the queen hostage in her own palace. First, they must lull the spy master into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, they must raise stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. How do you know what team we're on? You are a grandee, so you're on this team. Melkor of the Kijikun lineage, charismatic former priest, stands bathed in sunlight, droning on as if in a daze. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Look at my fantastic beard. Subterfuge, fervor, or excommunication? Folks, I mean, you could put subterfuge in there. But we'll go with fervor. The grandee claimant Melkor has been chosen by the Ninth God to be the next king. He has promised a first miracle, food for all. You must raise your farming to 5 or more. Yeah, that one's going to be impossible to prevent. Just going to throw that out there. First scheme of that, impossible to prevent. Gotta lower stability to 4. Okay. I mean, obviously we take... Ooh. You know what? We'll take Monarch's Golden Choice. Because... why not? Avalanche? Your honor guard? Well, we're going to go with the Avalanche. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chiefs with their famous warrior heroes, the grandees with their fierce battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel, and the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Unfortunately, we can't recruit the veteran marchers. There's been a major scandal. Some of them were making up their military records. The medals are made of tin, and the scars are from farming accidents. They won't come to the capital until this blows over. You'll need to pick someone else. Well, I think I have made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, your majesty. We're gonna go with the Southern Nuns. I will make the arrangements at once. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn steel masks betraying nothing, before filing into formation behind your throne. Excellent. Now we get an invitation. Your Majesty, this year we'll be once again holding the winter feast in my clan hall. It'd be an honor if you could attend. I look forward to it. Ha! Can't wait. The winter feast is a special time of year. You'll see. And now an avalanche. Right away! A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village within my domain. There are few survivors. A tragedy. There's nothing we can do. The North is a hardy, self-reliant region. There is little complaint about your lack of help, or at least, none that reaches your ears. They were fabricating their records. they don't want to. They're embarrassed. So, got a couple choices here. None of them are good, but it's alright, I can totally mess things up. I can't mess things up, it's going to be disaster. It's all going to go horribly wrong. May your current reign be long and prosperous. Well, I mean, it's not going to go very well, but what can you do? I am retired. So this is going to be intriguing. Oh, trust me, this time it's going to go absolutely wrong. Hold me to that, Daffy. This is going to go horribly wrong this time. I see that the barons are going for a perfect military. The barons are going to have 10s in everything. They're going to be the most powerful region we've ever had. Ever. Okay. Perfection there. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take a liberty of finding eligible candidates. Who do you prefer? Men, women, don't you mind? I'm not interested in love. Are you sure, Your Majesty? The nobles will be most upset. Surely it behooves you to look for some options. No. Very well, Your Majesty. We shall speak no more of marriage. But, Your Majesty, may I ask why you refuse to marry? Marriage would weigh me down. I want to party. I see. Far be it from me to question my queen. Good luck in the days ahead. You'll need it. I'll be fine. We won't be fine. Your Majesty, the Palace Watch are reporting that there's trolls downstairs in my dungeon. What's a troll? Violent, brutish creatures. I've no idea how one got into our dungeon, but we better do something about it. I'll deal with the monster before it hurts anyone. Let me talk to the troll instead. Your Majesty, I'm not sure that's wise. You stride past her and descend into the dungeons. 2 watch officials stand over the troll, who's snoring in the middle of an empty cell. It seems to have torn a hole in the dungeon. How did it even get in here? Although the catacombs would be my guess, these dungeons all back into various tunnels and crypts. It must have made this hole on its way in. What are the catacombs? A maze of tunnels and crypts that crisscross the whole city, impossible to navigate. Most who look for the tomb never come back these days. I say, wake up! You gesture and shout, but the troll barely moves. Officers, poke it until it wakes up. Gingerly, the officers poke the troll with their long poleaxes. After a few mumbling grunts, one eye opens. What? Nice to meet you. Yes, you too. Who are you? I'm Queen Carla IV. What? The Queen Carla IV? Spirits, I must not have been myself last night. How did you get here? I'm exiled from my people, so I go hungry a lot. Cities usually got good food, but some peasants saw me, chased me into the catacombs. Ended up here. Wherever here is. Perhaps you could stay here with us. Really? Why? Good question. I could protect you from being attacked by peasants. That would be nice, but I'd want to make myself useful. Ooh! Ooh, do I want them to be my cook? Or my gardener? Or books? You know, I like the idea of a gardener. I like the idea of a gardener troll. I like the idea of him being... I like the idea of them being a gardener. That would be interesting. You could be the royal gardener. Gardener? That does sound appealing. I always did enjoy tending to plants. Very well, I accept your offer. I'm Edel, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Edel. And you. I suppose you'll probably help you rebuild that wall I broke. Over the next few hours, Edel helps patch up a hole, while you head to bed for some much-needed shut-eye. A fair few of your advisors think you're joking when you tell them you've hired a troll to be your new gardener. Oh, but I haven't! I haven't! Your Majesty, you recall the devastating avalanche that struck the north? Yes, I remember. A tragedy. The avalanche uncovered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. We suspect it may be one of our ancestors' tombs. Some locals pried the door open to investigate, and they didn't return. I mean... Come on, people. We want to send the eggheads in again. It's an opportunity to get more military chiefs! You can get more military! Definitely not having you get more military for a particular reason. Nope, not at all. No, sir. Not at all. Look, if I just keep giving you money, eventually Templair will be able to buy Ashmead. A team of scholars are sent to investigate, accompanied by a few officers of the march to ensure their safety. Or the watch to ensure their safety. You hope to hear back from them soon. It'll be fine. You don't have to worry about it. It'll be fine. Alright, taxes. Yeah. That seems good. The scholars return, a winter chill, and the winter feast. After weeks of leading your baggage trains across perilous mountain roads, hello, Jerica, you finally arrive at the snow-swept clan halls of Chief Sapbrook. The hall is crammed with all the chiefs of the north, sitting cheek to cheek along tables, groaning under the weight of food and ale. Welcome, your majesty, to my humble hall. Take a seat, grab a drink. It is customary at Winter Feast to exchange gifts with the host. What did you bring? Ooh. 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 Some fine silk pajamas. It's the thought that counts. After that, the feast lasts long into the night. Fires roar, the bards sing songs of the old days, and the lake of ale is consumed. After a couple of hours, you are extremely drunk. Majeeps appreciate how much you're getting into the spirit of things. They roar with laughter at your mumbled jokes. Someone claps you on the shoulder so hard your crown falls into your beer. And Winter Feast draws on, and the snow piles outside the doors. The mood in the hall turns raucous. Your memory is blotchy, but you distinctly recall leading the entire hall in song. The chiefs roar alongside you, full-throttled as you sing the stirring battle songs of the north long into the night. Oh, we did the fight once. When you wake the next morning, you find yourself sprawled out in the hall. Sapbrook is sitting beside you, eating some bacon and eggs. You really got into the swing of things last night, your majesty. Mightily impressed I was. Didn't even think you knew the words to some of those songs. To be honest, your majesty, you may have gotten a little too into the swing of things. Break it to me gently. You sang the songs that are very aggressive towards the other regions. The songs that rhyme with pillage and village. Word quickly spreads. Accusations of northern favoritism become a thorn in your side. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin a long, perilous journey back to the gate. It'll be fine. It won't be fine. Bizarre news from the tomb in the north, your majesty. The scholars from Quill University have finished their excavation. Inside, they make contact with an army of warriors made entirely from ice. The frozen soldiers declare their loyalty to King Blarnolf. We keep finding these tombs to King Blarnolf. Is this a joke? No, your majesty, I'm as baffled as you are. Well, what do you suggest we do about this person that's been dead for 400 years? King Bjarnolf is interred in the Hall of Heroes in Wintergate. We could take them to see his skeleton. Perhaps that will persuade them he's dead. Or we could say that we're the king. And we could give ice warriors to the clan chiefs. I see no way this can go. It'll be fine. I mean, look at the barons. They're literally on top of the world. It's alright. I'll have a time to mollify you, okay? You want it. You want Defiance to go down anyway. When the Ice Warriors are told that their ancient king Bjarnolf still rules the kingdom, they accept it without question. When they offer to serve, the local northern chiefs are shock troops. They are powerful, dangerous warriors. Absolutely. The Ice Warriors are dangerous opponents, good with a blade, untiring and inhumanly fast. They'll prove a dramatic boon for the North's military. Meanwhile, the March of Winter has been especially cruel this year, Your Highness. I can still feel it in my bones. Ah, you barons don't know the meaning of the word cold. Your Highness, this is no joke. You could add more logs to the fire. It's not just about me. In the March, the river's frozen, and people won't work from pure frostbite. My butler touched an iron fence post and lost his entire finger. Ooh, I mean, we could send northern troops to clear the ice and snow. There's a 90% chance that works. There's a 90% chance we succeed. And you want Defiance to go down, chiefs. Barons, rather. The March is doing fine. They don't need our help. I mean... Besides, we want more party events. I'm just going, like, full pedal to the metal with party events. We haven't done the bankrupt ending yet. That might happen at some point. The mercenaries soon arrive in the march and get to work. They clear the vast swathes of snow and ice with shovels and pickaxes. Though the air is still chilly, the marcher peasants quickly grow more confident about leaving their homes. Soon merchants can come and go more easily. Markets set up again, and citizens waddle from stall to stall wrapped in huge furs. The march is well on the way to recovery. Excellent. Note that event only happened in winter. Okay, we have... Oh. You know what? We're going to take Royal Gamble. Oh, the golem. But first. Your Greatness, I regret to have bring this matter to you, but there's no other way. We've been tracking a northern criminal who's wanted in conjunction with a number of high-profile incidents back home. We thought she'd slipped the net until recently, when we discovered that she fled into the south a number of years ago. But the grandees are refusing to let us investigate further. Well, who is this criminal? We don't know her real name, but the common folk call her Widowmaker Carrie. She's lied, cheated, and murdered her way across across the north. Wait a moment, you're talking about Old Lady Carrie? She's a pillar of the community back in Haranza. She arrived a few years ago from the north and used her wealth to invest in local businesses and set up an orphanage. Everyone loves her. Surely you jest. Old Lady Carrie? This woman is a bloodthirsty criminal and must be punished. Oh boy! I mean... we could summon her to the capital to answer to the Queen's justice. I mean, that sounds fun. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Face the Queen's justice. Don't have to strip down naked. The protection of the grandees. Ooh. We'll handle this. When Widowmaker Carrie arrives at the capital, she looks like any other sweet old lady. The sort of woman who gives local children candies against their parents' wishes. How can I help you, dearie? Cut the crap, lady. You know what you did. Suddenly, Carrie's face shifts. She adjusts her posture, stands up straight, and stares you right in the eyes. Alright, you got me. I'm Widowmaker Carrie. But I'm reformed now, see? Ask the orphans. Do we have any orphans to ask? No, Your Majesty. We didn't think it was really important to bring any along. Are you really reformed, though? I suppose that would be a matter of opinion, but if you're talking about whether I do still do murder, then nay. Don't do that anymore. Just a bit of tax fraud here and there. Victimless crime, that one. It's all much of a muchness, really, though, ain't it? I've already admitted that I'm the one Opus 83 is looking for, that pompous idiot. So what are you going to do with me? I mean, I could just behead her. Even the Joker doesn't commit tax fraud. Even the Joker's like, no, but we get those taxes. Yeah. Should have sent her to us chiefs to begin with. She isn't going to make it to the chiefs. I'm glad justice will be done, though I'd have preferred if we in the north had been able to pass this sentence. When the Watch approaches Carrie, she reassumes her previous persona. She bends her back, puts on a smile, and then fake hobbles outside to face the executioner. Later you hear that the capital has seen some light rioting over your decision to execute her nice old lady. Another rogue golem! We've had loads of those. It's almost like we're inviting them in all the time. What's so exciting about this? Please, my liege, this is our chance to figure out how they work. We could even turn it against Ashmead. Your Majesty, the barons would drown their own grandmothers to gain an advantage over Ashmead, or over the chiefs and grandees. Not that they need it. They literally have these things called space lasers. I don't know what a space laser is, but I'm a little concerned about it, Your Majesty. Golems are an offense to the ninth god, and they're dangerous. We should destroy it before it gets out of control. Huh. I mean, what one haven't we done yet? We never took it apart before. Not that it would benefit us much. I mean, have we ever tried to use it as a source of labor? Have we ever tried to just, like, use it in the fields and then watch it kill everyone? Golem, can you hold paint signs? A capital idea. We'll hook it up to a mill, tell it to keep cranking a handle, and hey presto, endless bread! It works out exactly as you described. The golem works tirelessly, grinding flour day and night. Cool! We just made your faith worse. Your Majesty, I was going through the history books and I found that festival that we previously discovered two reigns ago. And last reign. Queen Iga made this huge festival called the Day of Kinship. That sounds exciting. Visitors flocked to the capital and the city flourished. I hear it made things much more harmonious across the kingdom too. I suggest we reinstate the Day of Kinship. I've never needed not a reason to party. Let's do it. Wonderful, Your Majesty. The question is, how much money do you want to spend? I'm sure my nobles will have opinions on the subject. Oh, we don't have enough money for that. Oh. We will spend a reasonable amount of money. Which will mean that your scheme's going to go... Unless we skimp out. No, I actually need your scheme to go ahead. Hey folks, you got a choice. Do you want to vote for B? Or do you want to vote for B? I recommend voting for B. It's a difficult choice, but B is probably the one you need to vote for. You can't vote B's. Oh dear. The treasurer nods, scribbling down notes. Stilts, walkers, jugglers. Assume a chance to leave in deep conversation. Soon word of the Day of Kinship spreads all across the kingdom. Guests are already planning their outfits. And every single scheme is going ahead. This is a disaster! Deep in the forest of the March, Baron Mindstorm has gone boar hunting with a few of his close friends. You said you had a surprise for me? Indeed, and here it is. Behold! Your Highness? What are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry. I hope you didn't overhear any quit blabbering. This isn't the Queen. It's Biffo! Biffo, really? Great God! Just in time. The Spy Master trusts us. We can move to our next phase. Kidnapping the Queen and putting this fool in her place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos. Bad enough that the Queen's abdication can slip past unnoticed. Yay! 2 people now have to lower stability. But wait! Now we have something happening in the north. Our plan's going better than expected. The Spy Master thinks all is well in the kingdom. And while the cat's away, the mice shall play. Please don't refer to us as mice. We're honourable warriors. There's no honour in politics, my friend. Our next step is to replace the Palace Watch with our own agents. Aye, the Honour Guard are incorruptible, but the Watch are another story. If the Queen can't pay them, they will look for money elsewhere. Okay, gotta keep some money in the tank. The prophesied Ninth Herald has finally manifested on Celeste Ath, taking the form of a humble noble known as Melkor, who hails from a farming village in the Southern Hills. Also the Grandees claim. Ha ha! Peasants all over the south are flocking to you, Melkor. I knew you could do it. The plentiful crops have been a significant boon to our economy. Now, that's what I call a miracle. That said, our economy is that great that we really didn't need it. Praise be, but this is just the beginning. With him on our side, we will capture the minds of the common folk and lead a holy crusade against the false queen. The people still need a push, however. With the right amount of chaos, the peasants will take up arms and die for you. Oh boy! Stability's going down. A lot. The day of the festival! Your Majesty, the Day of Kinship has arrived. Today the regions will come to honour the achievements of Queen Igar, the Reconciliator. This will be the best festival the capital's ever seen. Absolutely, Your Majesty. Visitors gather eager for a spectacle. Storeholders set up shop along the streets, selling food from across the kingdom. Your float awaits, Your Majesty. You ascend the steps. It's as tall as a small cottage and wider than an elephant. 10 horses wait at the ready to pull it forward. You choose to build a statue of... my predecessors. Upon the float stands models of your ancestors bearing symbols of their reign, swords, scepters and books. You take your place in the front. The horse drive forward and the crowd roars in excitement, clapping and cheering and throwing rose petals. You could get used to this. As you make your way around the capital, the other floats follow in your wake. The monarch's float looks like a forest growing up a mountainside. Upon it, the barons are eating a lavish feast. Occasionally, Zivo Zorace throws a chicken leg or a honey cake down at a peasant. Ow, that hit me in the spleen! Nodukasa and several other chiefs stand atop a model mountain of the northern float, dressed in ceremonial kilts. An effigy of an ice giant towers over them, glaring at the crowd. On the southern float, a mobile temple laden with flowers, several grandees lounge on gilded sofas as Farsight 3 shadow jewels with a ceremonial rainbow that whooshes impressively. By the time your parade reaches the lush gardens of St. Serenia's Park, it's sunset. Towering bonfires brandish the dusk. Very jolly, eh, Your Majesty? Chancellor's been looking forward to this for weeks. Can I get you a drink? A couple, yes. She brings you a couple of flagons of mead. Cheers! What now, Your Majesty? The night's young. Let's go dancing! Salutations, Your Highness. Please join us. You join in the dancing. Join the dancing nobles and peasants. The musician strikes a new tune. A real crowd pleaser. Find someone to flirt with. There are plenty of gorgeous people around, and everyone's eager to get close to a queen. We could ask someone back to the palace, or ask several people back to the palace. The game bot died, did it? Do not worry, we will solve this. How do I solve this? For now, we'll ask several people back to the palace. Why limit yourself to just one invitation? You gather the most beautiful partygoers you can find and bring them to your chambers in the palace. Cav, don't look! After a busy and pleasant evening, you drift off to sleep. Your Majesty, there are some matters that... Oh, ninth God! Apologies, I'll be back when you're, in more formal attire. Your advisors won't be able to look you in the eyes for some time, but the nobles were happy for the chance to show off. A successful day of kinship indeed. And nothing bad will happen at all. Something bad is going to happen. Do I have to stop and start the thing? I'm trying to think about how I get this to work. How do I get this to work again? Is it back now? Cav, save us, the thing broke. Has it returned? Yep, it's back. Okay. It's working now. Okay. Excellent, it's back. I think it was too much for them to handle. I'm in. Let's see if it works now. Your Majesty, it is my singular honour to invite you to attend the... Oh! It's the annual Night of the Seven Pyres celebration. Okay. I'm actually going to say no. I must decline. Any queen who took their religious duty seriously would attend. Nope, we're not going. We don't have the money. I need to save money. Save money. But fire party. No, we had a party just now. That's an expensive party. Your Highness, a shipwreck has appeared off the edge of my estate. It's not even from the south. It's the Kestrid. Again. The vessel went missing a few months back. We feared it was lost at sea. Well, it's been found on land, right on top of my favourite picnic spot. Peasants discovered only one survivor, a northern sailor. He claims to remember nothing of what happened. It's killing me. Again. I'll be honest, you look awful. I feel awful, Your Highness. I swear I didn't do anything. Last, we were sailing in the northern waters. Then nothing. This poor soul needs looking after. We must care for him in one of our monasteries. Nay, we must interrogate him further. I must know why this ship is on my land. I mean... we ain't doing that one. How does it get so lost? I don't know. But we're not doing that one. Ooh, adventurers, eh? Perfect. We're gonna do adventurers. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, level 1 party. Go into that ship. Don't die. Bah, why must we foot the bill? The Adventurers Guild is always hungry for cash. They've put together a ragtag band of their best explorers led by a woman named Shania. We'll be back soon with news. Don't worry, we never fail. I'm glad! Okay, I mean, it could be much worse there. Hey Barons, you have an opportunity to get your stats to all 10s again. It's alright, don't worry, it's all good. I see only one thing is being funded right now. Do you have anything to vote for as chiefs? No, not especially, actually. Not especially. But I see what's happening here. That's going down and that's going up. The Barons are more prosperous than anywhere else in the whole kingdom. Sanctuary? Something that is poor harvest. And the Adventurers... Let's do the Adventurers' Return first. Chania and her band of adventurers have returned from the wreck of the Kestrel, Your Majesty, but they bring bad news. Typical. We can only remember fragments, Your Majesty, like a half-forgotten nightmare, but I remember running down an endless labyrinth that twisted around me, coiling like a serpent. They couldn't reach the captain's cabin at the centre, but Chania is willing to return if we gave her better equipment. I mean, folks... We want to see what's in the, what's in there, don't we? We want to see what's up there. You want to see what's in the ship. We do! Then vote for A and they can absolutely make it. They can absolutely make it. See, people are like, nah, just let them go if they're like... How are the things split? Oh, actually pretty... Ooh, there aren't a lot of chiefs. But mostly evenly. I mean, if you beat your gamble, we get our objective closer. That's true. Nuddlemaster requires better quality compasses and map-making materials for Chania and her zealous adventurers. They rush off into the wreck at once. The Grandees tell anyone who will listen that the adventurers are sure to come back in one piece. Also, hey, you know what else exists? Models. Throne wish list. Good opportunity to do that there. Sure to come back. My liege, there's a problem at the cathedral that was recently built in the March. A dangerous outlaw by the name of Hookhand Jonesy was fleeing from the sheriff and a peasant militia. After a decade-long crime spree, we were finally on the verge of catching him. But just before he's caught, he dives the cathedral and proclaims sanctuary. According to the law, we can't arrest him on holy ground. The audacity of Hookhand Jonesy to invoke holiness. How did he get that nickname? By the 9th, Your Majesty, do I need to spell it out? The man has a hook for a hand. Where his hand should be, there's a hook. Hook hand. Sanctuary, that's a thing. Aye, it is. The law of the sanctuary is almost as old as the kingdom itself. As long as he remains on holy ground, this Jonesy is a child of a 9th, under the protection of his mercy. I will not allow you to violate that, no matter the nature of this man's crimes. Great God! Right now, Hookhand Jonesy is living the high life. Priests are feeding him roast dinners and fluffing his pillows. Well, these are all bad decisions. We can either lower authority... You know, actually, they're not bad decisions. That's the only bad one. B is great. B is not great. But it was great justice. Hookhand was framed. You don't know that. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. This is going to backfire horrendously. It's going to be so bad. At least you won't have to worry about Hookhand Jonesy anymore. Centuries of tradition thrown out the window. All for someone named Hookhand Jonesy. But I suppose it could be worse. Hookhand Jonesy is dragged, kicked and screaming out of the cathedral and hanged the next day for crimes too numerous and horrible to mention. Hey, that worked! And all we lost was a bit of faith. Bad news, Your Highness. We suffered an extremely bad harvest in the north. Unreasonably bad weather's to blame. Oof. That's a shame. Unfortunately, it'll be a tough winter. Yay! Not yay. Meanwhile, somewhere in the march, Baron Mindstorm sits at a banquet, gnawing on a greasy chicken leg. He and his fellow plotters discuss their scheme between mouthfuls of cheesin. The kingdom's not exactly peaceful, but there's still no way we could stage an abduction of the Queen without being noticed. We need chaos. The Baron's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. Up in the north, Chief BGW Chaos has gathered his fellow plotters for a hike through the mountains. Hang on, need to, There we go. Some of our bribes have been accepted, but not enough. The Queen is paying the Palace Watch well enough that their loyalties aren't easily swayed. What team are you in, Alexa? You are in Team... Grandees. So you want to lower stability right now. So we have some of the watch in our pocket? Isn't that enough? Nay, not yet. We can't make a move until we're sure we won't be discovered. The Chief's aim is to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. Meanwhile, in Masao, the grandee pays along the balcony of his villa. It's just not enough. The peasants love Melkor and believe the miracles, but they won't rise up to put him on the throne. Take heart, Grandee. We're at the threshold. The peasants need only a small push. If only we could engineer that push. Lower stability to 4. Okay. You could absolutely deal with a cruel tax. Yeah! I need a bit more money, you know. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff there. Of course, Your Majesty refuses to get married, against my advice. There's one other thing you're missing, however. Something even more important than a spouse. An heir. That, I think you might have needed a space deck. Oh, whoa!
A treasure chest full
I just
of
realised I can
riches,
get a new
and it's
emote
all
with this.
mine.
Apologies for the
I mean,
interruption. Thank you, Captain
ours.
Floofers. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you ever so much. That is incredibly kind. It's 1,000 bits. That's super awesome. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a good emote, though. Kikosk Synth is good. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do a trick, even if they're legitimate, or the youngest of many cousins. Ah, make my youngest cousin my heir. Of course, an entirely sensible idea. I'll make the arrangements at once. A body. Grandee Nuddlemasher has his servants bring in a stretcher to the council hall. Chiana and adventurers return from the wreck of the Kistrid, Your Majesty. Is this them? They reached the hold of the shipwreck and found this. The other note was recalled in horror. It's a corpse that almost looks human, encrusted with all over with ice crystals and embedded into its flesh. Despite the heat of the lamps, the crystals remain solid and glittering. We think this was once a wizard, perchance the source of the wreck's teleportation and associated memory problems. We must handle this carefully, Your Highness. We don't know what to do with the remains. Can a wizard's body be destroyed at all? I mean... we did that last time. Clearly, A is absolutely the superior choice. And it also drains money. Sew the body on the wreck and keep it secret. That'll totally work. Right? Right? No? This does drain some of my funds. Fight the golden choice, we can beat it. You could not beat it. Keep it secret. Pay Grandy Nuddlemaster, return the body to the ocean. You dip into the treasury to pay Nuddlemaster for the trouble of transporting the body all the way to the shore. Word has it that when the sea burial takes place, the waves part to accept the wizard's body, and the water turns the colour of charcoal. Now the body is gone, the wreck calms. Visitors can walk around the palace without danger, though they mostly avoid it all the same. Oh no. Your Majesty, a bard who calls herself a songstress has been making waves in the south. Her performances are attracting huge crowds, so huge that there have been brawls and stampedes as people push closer to the stage. There have been no deaths yet, but it's only a matter of time. With every concert, the riots get worse. What can we do to nip it in the bud? We could absolutely just ban her from performing. But this probably won't work out for me. This probably won't work out. In fact, I know it won't work out. Clearly, D, ignore the problem and it will go away. Will it really? Really what I should have done is put my thing on D. Sure, well, remember the great success of the Nope King? Yeah, the Nope King would have banned it. It's alright, we'll get more money later. Very well, I suppose just let this bar continue to stir up chaos in my lands. Over the next few weeks, the riots around the songstress's shows get worse. There are several deaths. What is so special about this woman's music? It'll be fine. Okay, honestly, I'm fine with what I've got. City in flames, falsely accused. Your Holiness, ignore everything I said about the songstress. I was completely wrong. I hired her for a private performance to see what all the fuss was about, and by the 9th, I've never heard anything so beautiful. I was so moved I immediately gave her all my money and the keys to my manor. I think you're under some kind of spell. Perhaps I am, but if so, it was worth it to hear her sing. You simply must invite her to the palace for a performance. Your Majesty, this is deeply suspicious. We need to do something. Probably this one. We are not going to ban her music. Clearly an assassin. Oh dear. Yeah, this is a sort of bad case scenario. You know, the fun thing about this is, now you need to watch out for the chiefs. I don't know why everyone else is voting for D, because, D is going to mean that the Chiefs get to their third stage. I mean, all of the other choices were bad. Assassinate her? Absolutely not. I won't let you. A flailing grandee, Alexa Aronol, has to be removed from the council hall. Meanwhile, your spymaster heads out to hire an assassin. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. I'm representing the Viper's children. You have a bard that needs to be silenced? Correct. Believe me, this songstress won't be a thorn in your side for much longer. I mean, everything else is going to be a thorn in my side. Your Highness, I bring bad news from our newly constructed prison in the marsh. One of the prisoners, a murderous rogue by the name of Woofus Poos, has escaped. His location is currently... The double doors bang open. A grubby-looking peasant strides into the hall, escorted by an anxious watchman. In this room? Sorry, Your Majesty. He said it was urgent, and he was pretty persuasive. Your Majesty, I swear I'm innocent. Baron Golden Eulogy threw me in prison on trumped-up charges simply because I said I didn't like his hat. Ha ha ha! Your Majesty, I have no idea what this fool is talking about. Note that you're wearing a hat. I mean... You're welcome to vote for it, but I get money if you do. Not enough money, but I get money. At least I won't be broke. There was foolish peasant back in prison. It's a bad hat. It's a bad hat. I shouldn't go to prison for speaking simple truth. The hat looks stupid. One more bad word about my hat, knave, and I'll kill you myself. It takes 7 watchmen to restrain Baron Golden Eulogy as Woofus Poos is dragged down to your dungeons. Thank you, my liege, for listening to reason. Truly you're most wise. The false imprisonment of Woofus Poos enrages the peasantry, but at least reinforces the message that the Queen's justice cannot be overturned. Your Majesty, there's been a terrible fire in the city of Egerstadt. Where once there were buildings, there is now a field of smouldering ash. Dozens of commoners have died. What caused this fire? Some soldiers stationed in the city got drunk and were fooling around. They tied a burning stick to a cow's tail as a prank, but the beast went mad and ran through the city, setting hundreds of buildings afire. Poor cow. I was hoping the council might unlock some funds to the treasury so we can rebuild. I mean... You might as well just pick C. I told you this would all go disastrously wrong. Everything is going wrong. Everything is going wrong. The person that said I'd win, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Behold everything going wrong. You send word to the barons that they will be expected to rebuild the city without the Queen's help. Great God, what's the point of having a Queen in the first place? Yay! The kingdom's on the brink of chaos. It's perfect. We have to strike. What do you intend us to do? Swoop in and kidnap the Queen in full view of the Honor Guard and the Palace Watch? No, of course not. We just need to use the chaos to our advantage. We have 2 options. Raise defiance. Lower own farming. I would recommend B wholeheartedly. B is a great idea. You are not going to pick B. Didn't think you would. So, everyone else, you need to make sure that their defiance goes up. A lot. I don't think they'll automatically win. I think it needs to be very low. We need to convince the Queen the March is on the verge of rebellion. In the current climate, she'll be forced to make a diplomatic visit to smooth things over. That's when we strike. Well, queen enters the palace tent, another queen leaves. Defiance to 5! Okay, so we've got to keep their defiance low. Keep their defiance low. Morgana is with us, my friend. The palace watch is in our pocket, but they took our money gladly. The kingdom can barely afford to pay him a living wage. Aha! Music to my ears. Soon the throne will be ours. I will, but now we must plan our next steps. Lower authority, raise own military. Okay. That seems interesting. Raise military. That could work. Over the next few months, we'll have our troops infiltrate the capital, disguised as beggars. They'll swap places with the palace watch one by one. Once the queen realizes she's surrounded by her lads, it'll be too late. She'll be a helpless little fly caught in our web. Alright, I'm on board, but once we turn the queen into our puppet, won't the grandees and barons notice? That's why we need a strong army to make them think twice about challenging us. United with the queen's forces, we'll be unstoppable. You need to raise your military to at least 9. Also, the south swells with an influx of devotees from across the kingdom. They've come to see the Ninth's Herald Melkor in action. In the picturesque town of Aranjar, the grandee's holy claimant delivers a speech to raucous applause. 2 figures stand in the alcove above. If our armies are strong enough, we could take the palace by force. A crusade? That sounds promising, though I suggest we leave it to the Ninth God. Surely he will intervene on Melkor's behalf. Oh dear! So... people, you need to lower their faith. You always have to raise it. So it would have to go to 10. So all we need to do is find ways to lower the faith of the grandees. We can manage this. Possibly. Let us join in prayer, fellow grandees. The end of Queen Carla's for's illegitimate godless rule is upon us. Our claimant Melkor is poised to take the throne and usher in a new golden age. We need only wait for a miracle. Yep, so they need 1 point of faith, 2 points of military, or 2 points of defiance. Alternatively, I could just die. It's a night like any other. You're lying in your queen-sized bed alone. Something wakes you up, a sudden and pressing lack of oxygen. You gasp for air, but none comes. A huge, leathery brown python is wrapped around your throat. I will try and wrestle myself free of the snake. Digging your fingers under the snake's coil, you snatch a precious breath of air. Call for my honor guard! Your honor guard posts themselves outside your door every night. You wheeze out a cry for help. Upon hearing the shouting, the southern battle nuns burst into the bedchamber, silent other than the clanking of their armoured boots. The strong hands of your battle nuns wrestle the serpent away from you. You gasp for sweet, sweet air. The enormous snake twists out of your honor guard's grip and rides into a new shape. A hooded, cloaked figure. You recognize the assassin you hired to kill the songstress. I thought the Viper's children never betrayed their employers. I am no longer a child of the Viper. The songstress is my mistress now, my goddess. Your honor guard and assassins engage. Somehow the lone killer downs several of them in an instant. Though they received only superficial cuts, they're already convulsing, with foam dribbling from their lips. Eventually the assassin is cut down, but not before your southern battle nuns have been utterly decimated. A few survivors die within hours, also foaming. Your Majesty! Are you alright? I just saw a snake turn into a man. Yes, I'd heard the rumour the children of the Viper could turn themselves into snakes. Until now I thought it was mere superstition. What was that all about? The songstress turned her own assassin against us. We underestimated her. Luckily, her magic must have muddled the assassin's judgment, otherwise she'd simply have stabbed you in your sleep, rather than strangling you in her serpent shape. I'm sure the children's vipers will give you your money back. Oh good! Bit late! It's a terrible breach of professional ethics. In the meantime, I'll investigate this troublesome bard. Good! We have money back! Woo! Good news, Your Majesty. My new library is wonderfully popular. We've already begun an expansion. Though there is a small problem. While digging more foundations, builders found bones in the rock. The size of the things. The beast came from what must be larger than the library itself. Like a spooky, scary skeleton? The builders are saying it might be a flying reptile. No one dares say the name these days. It's been several hundred years since a dragon was seen in the kingdom, and back then it was catastrophic. People, you know what we must do. Who cares about some old fossils? Let's poke the dragon nest. What's the worst that could happen here? Also, you could just vote B, everyone. B would actually be a good idea. But I wanna see how bad digging up the dragon bones would do. My gut says B, but the funny says A. Okay? The funny says A. I want to see the consequences of my actions as I get killed by a dragon. The goof in me says A. Come forth, silly! Black Rabbit 13 bows, looking relieved. Progress continues, so the workers report rumbles in the ground that cause sleepless nights. Oh, yes. It would lower faith in the north, yeah, it would. An opportunity, Your Majesty. A Kurth ship sunk last week, just off the coast. I request permission to salvage the wreckage. Kurth vessels are always full of valuable things. Wait. It might be off the coast, but it's in our waters by the 9th. In fact, it's closer to our city of Serenza than any of yours. But you ceded those waters years ago in exchange for a chest of silver. You were having money problems. Your Highness, esteemed council, don't let this liar fool you! I want to see what happens if we do nothing. Do nothing at all! So I'm just gonna sit here and wait. I'm gonna have so much money and nothing to spend it on because we're gonna lose. Either we hired an assassin. The assassin nearly killed us, and so then the chiefs got to the third step of their scheme. Leave it alone? But what of the bounty? The riches? Though everyone protests the decision, word arrives in Serenza that a rogue salvage team is eaten by sharks and dashed across the reefs while trying to retrieve the ship's cargo. Oh, funnily enough. Okay, people. If you're not a grandee, you don't want E. If you're not a chief, you don't want C. So if you... No. If you don't want the grandees to win, you've got to make sure E doesn't happen. So we need someone to, like, put in a good... We need more money on C, and then even more money on... Yes, we need, like, 14,500 on a completely different option. Yeah, like that! Like that! A and C! That's good! No, not that! Uh-oh. But I need that money. I know you do. Well, looks like we might be about to see a win here for the Grandee. Oh! No, E and C still not good. No, C and E still not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And that's all they wrote. Congratulations. A sign from the ninth god. Your great and holy highness, this standoff with the Grandees is becoming untenable. Tell me something how do I make it tenable? I do have a proposition, in fact. Of course, you're the true queen, as we all know, but Melkor has many devoted followers, and not just in the south. I was hoping we could come to a diplomatic agreement, as it were. Otherwise, I fear a schism may develop in the church. There are already rumours that the High Inquisitor favours Melkor. Well, let's hear some specifics. I've arranged for a meeting between you and this herald. It will be held on holy ground within St. Bertrand's Cathedral itself. Perhaps the presence of a ninth god will reveal a path forward. Ah, so an ambush, devious. He frowns, as if he can't tell if you're joking or not. In St. Bertrand's? Forgive me, Your Highness, but don't be foolish. That would invite the ninth god's wrath and nothing else. On the day of the meeting, your Archbishop presents you with heavy golden chains to wear around your neck, especially for the occasion. It's tradition for the Queen to wear these at holy events. The so-called herald doesn't have any of these now, does he? Alongside your advisors, a small contingent of Palace Watch who make your way to St. Bertrand's Cathedral. Grandee Melkor is waiting. We gather here today under the guide and light of a ninth god to mend this rift that has so damaged our kingdom. Not since the trials of "Get on with it, you blowhard. I'm sweating through my brand new pelts." Aye, have at it. We haven't got all day. The Archbishop clears his throat. I invite noble Melkor to the pulpit to speak on the Grandee's behalf. Thank you, Your Holiness. I'll let him speak. As the Archbishop said, we're here to come to an understanding. That is, to receive a ninth god's wisdom and understand his will. Whatever that may be. Nah. Even the Queen herself can agree to that, surely. Hey, wait just a minute. What's that noise? Sounds like the groaning hull of a ship in a storm. The groaning quickly becomes an explosive brush as the sound of a giant barrel bursting startles the assembled nobles. In St. Bertrand's Brewery, the massive facility right next door, a tidal wave cascades through the stained glass window of the church. A tidal wave of beer! Before anyone can react, the room is awash with pungent alcohol. The sheer volume is enough to thrash people against the stone walls or carry them out the front door and down the street. Yum! The absurdity is overwhelmed by raw terror. You fight to keep yourself above the thrashing waves and avoid taking in too much liquid. The sign we were looking for! The ninth god has struck down the non-believers before our very eyes! A miracle! That's when you realise the Grandees are all seated in the gallery above the central hall, completely safe from the flood. The claimant, too, standing majestically on top of the raised pulpit, is unharmed. Well, just ask for help. But your shouts come out as gurgles. More and more lager floods into your lungs. The weight of your massive golden chains pulls you beneath the waves. It's not long before your limbs tire and your lungs burn. You only pray that Melkor and the rest of the Grandees have an even worse time ruling than you. Your final thoughts are a doomed realization that drowning in beer isn't as pleasant as it sounds, followed by an acknowledgement that there are worse liquids. Mercifully, you lose consciousness before the river of alcohol carries you into the sewers. In what became known as the Thirsty Fellows' Miracle, Queen Carla IV and all her supporters were drowned in a flood of beer from a nearby brewery. All that remains of the Baron's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner, Biffo, deep under the castle, clad... Will Biffo ever end up being the ruler? Talk about irony, the party queen drowning in beer, yep. A chief's attempt to worm the way into the palace was uncovered and a number of arrests were made. PGW Chaos ended his life chained upside down on a dungeon wall. The Grandees swept happily into the sudden power vacuum. After all, hadn't the Ninth sent a miracle to ensure the most holy Melkor took the throne? Even the other nobles found it hard to argue. That was close. Queen Carla IV, the party animal. You know, that dragon thing may end up biting us in the butt next time. Kingdom's still pretty okay. Ish. This is the first time that I've cracked 3k gold. I'm getting back this whole saving money thing. It's a good thing to do, saving money. It is a good thing to do. I wholeheartedly recommend it. Now, if you give me a moment, I will be back, and once I am back, we'll start the next reign. We won't get all the way through it, but we'll absolutely start it. We'll absolutely start it. Oh yeah, also, might as well put up the throne thing while I'm there. Because there's models in it, and I want to build silly models. It distracts me from the imminent house move. One moment. I spent my money on the beer cathedral. Ah, the beer cathedral. Yeah, all you people scheming against me. I'm back. I'm back. Alright. Let's get number 2 going. And perish. Hello, Gnosis. How you doing? It's King Melkor. We're back. Going to get killed by dragons story. It's probably going to happen. After the flood. You walk through the council hall, reflecting on the miracle that led you to the throne. The floor is still unpleasantly sticky. Your Majesty, I have the person responsible for the tragic beer flood that took Queen Carla IV's life. Don't punish me, Your Majesty. This is an act of God. After all, didn't it put you on the throne? My liege, this man's breweries import a lot of hops from the march. If he goes out of business, our farms will suffer. Can't you let him off? Ooh. Have him drowned in his own beer. Wow, all of these are bad. Wow. Huh, which one do we go for? I know, make him mop up. C seems less bad. Yeah. But do we want him around? That's the question. Do we want him around to cause a problem? We could fine him. We could fine him and be like, oh, well, you know, well, you know what? I'll let you guys decide. Fine, or it's all fine. I'll let you pick. I know which one it's going to be. It's like being thrown in the river, except not. It's alright, we have 3,000. We have a decent amount of money. It was a miracle. You should not be punished. Thank you, Your Majesty. Most merciful. The lack of punishment for a brewer responsible for over 50 deaths, including the previous Karl IV, sends shockwaves through the kingdom. Business owners across the land realize they can maximize profits by getting away with severe negligence. Workplace accidents skyrocket. Another beverage-related flood seems inevitable, sooner or later. But more importantly, the decision cements belief that this flood was an act of God. The Ninth has directly put you on the throne. How can anyone challenge you now? Oh yeah, also another event. Your Majesty, you may have won the Queen from King Karl IV, but you must still answer to the Council. As to tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation. Oh, let's get this over with. Shall we call the nobles in? Well, I mean, we could have the commoners swear a blood oath. We could start with stability 3 right from the get-go. D, more beer. You can pick D. Pick D. Just more beer. Like, do what you want. The line of Carla has ended. I'm much less invested in this monarch. Much less invested. I have no money at all, so D. Well, into the river we go! Which entirely balances out the thing we did before. We throw it in the river. Let me get changed out of my nice robes. And into the water we go. It's still got beer in it. It'll wash off the beer. Alright, so, what is my path to victory this time? You know what the path to victory has to be. We clearly have to become a saint. The church will love you, I suspect, but will anyone else? I mean, we literally got called in by the Ninth. It has to be the saint run. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall faith as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I'll discuss how the ambition is progressing. Excellent! It's Otto of the Mindstorm XLR bloodline. We have the barons of the march. We never back down from fights. I have a sword. My hair is blue. Clearly I'm the protagonist of this story. Alright, I don't recommend intimidation. It is bugged. Don't do it. Sorcery never goes wrong. Sorcery is always fun as well. We like sorcery. It also has the minor problem you have to deal with farming. The barons plan to make a bargain with a wizard. These immortal spellcasters seldom get involved in political squabbles, but perhaps if the king was considered a threat to their autonomy, you could easily lower farming. To advance this scheme, you must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. John of the Urbis 83 clan is shouting, as always. Chiefs of the North, my glasses are fantastic. That's all I have to say. Oh yes, also overthrow the king. Prophecy, Ragnarok, or Hornblower? I mean, prophecy also works for... Huh. We may have seen I don't remember. Well, we might. We might see it. The chiefs plan to make an alliance with the ice giants to take over the kingdom. First, they must not be weak, or the giants won't take their proposal seriously. Yeah, there's a good chance the chiefs are going to manage this. Vargos stands bathed in sunlight, ranting in a fury. Praise be, Melkor now sits on the throne, and the grandees are in charge, but the other regions will already be scheming to depose him. Do we stay loyal to the new king, or cut our losses and put me on the throne instead? I mean, you probably want to stay loyal, but on the other hand, I'm late, but I'm here. Well, great to have you here. Always good to have you here. Well, excommunication would be bitterly ironic. We live for the Beer King, we die for the Beer King. You'll see. That's also then. Glory to the King and glory to the ninth god. But we can always change our minds. If Melkor ever gets out of line, we can take up arms and get rid of him the old-fashioned way. The Grandees' aim is to aid the king by countering the other regions' schemes as much as they can. They will win the game if the king produces an heir and completes his ambition. However, if defiance gets too high, they can still change their minds and rise up in rebellion. So yeah, you want to help me. You actually want to stop these schemes. And we want to absolutely take the royal gamble here. Your distant cousin? Oh no, not my cousin. Hello, your Madge. Hey! It's Edel! Wait, you're not Queen Carl IV. They never told me someone new was taking over. That's just typical. Always leaving Edel out of things just 'cause he's a Trollden folk. Well, who the hell are you? What do you do with Carl IV? Your Majesty, get behind me. Oh, don't bother yourself. I was just leaving. Now that Carl IV is gone, no one wants me here anyway. He lumbers out the room with a huff, pushing past the marshal on his way. Oh. I'm so sorry. I forgot to warn you about him. The old queen kept him around as her gardener. Neither only knows why. He seemed friendly enough. True, but it could have been much worse. What if an assassin had got in? Or a less friendly troll? There should have been guards at your door. The palace watch are incompetent fools, as always. You need a real honor guard that can keep you safe. Well, I think I've made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, your Majesty. I mean, clearly the ninth will protect me, right? I don't need an honor guard. Your Majesty, I must protest in the strongest possible terms. The nobles will consider this an insult to their warriors' prowess. More importantly, without an honor guard, you would be totally unprotected. Is your life worth so little to you? I'm willing to risk it. Fine, no doubt the common folk will see this as a sign of strength. But don't blame me when you wind up on the wrong end of an assassin's blade. We don't need that. Ah. Your Highness, I have a matter of some delicacy to speak to you about. Good day, cousin. How's the old kingdom going, eh? I always thought it looked like a lot of work, but I suppose you get a fancy hat. Lord Fizzlebert is your very, very distant cousin, about 15th in line to the throne. You haven't seen him in years. Good day to you both. Lord Fizzlebert's been staying at my estate this last year, your greatness, but unfortunately there have been some financial impacts. He's been borrowing money from me for months, saying he'll pay me back, but now my coffers are bare. Yes, poor kid of burden couldn't even host a little banquet to see me off. I'm sorry to come to this, but I must petition the court for funds, your Majesty. I mean, clearly Lord Fizzlebert should stay in the palace. Obviously. What's the worst that could happen from Fizzlebert being in the palace? Apart from all the bad things that can happen with Fizzlebert being in the palace. Mainly shenanigans. vote fizzle. That's what we're doing. Chief Kidderburden quickly sends a wagon for Lord Fizzlebert's belongings to the capital. It contains prodigious amounts of clothing, playing cards, fine medium porcelain, and a bassoon. Your cousin will neither explain the bassoon's presence nor play it for anyone, and sets himself up very comfortably in a disused wing of the palace. Your Majesty, we in the March have finished a complete reorganization of our new army. It is truly a powerful beast now. Yes, very lovely. Moreover, I was hoping the Crown might be willing to host some of our military exercises. Do you want me to start a war? We just need a suitable campaign with our swords and spears. An unbloodied army isn't worth its salt, I'll say. Instead of a costly war, Your Highness, we could establish mercenary companies that fight abroad to make a healthy cut of the profits. Or, if Your Majesty wishes to gain something more than gold, we should use our might as intended and make throat roads into Taverlin, whose meagre army will surely be no match. Or we could fight the Ashmedian Empire again. I mean, we got 10 military. We could take them. We could try. You don't need to pay me anything, Templar. It's fine. I want to see how far we can push this. And how badly it will go when we fail. We haven't seen it go all the way, though. Huzzah! Let's teach those Ashmedian dogs a lesson for existing without our permission. Wistfully misinterpreting a standard diplomatic message as a grave insult, you send a declaration of war to the Ashmedian Empire. You've never seen the Baron so excited. Marvel. Okay. Chiefs. You need more military. Get more military. We're going for a war, everyone. We're going for a war. Let's get that military in. I don't care if it gets you to your second phase more guaranteed. Let's get that in. We're totally gonna do it. Forever war. I will put my 0 wealth on a library. Good plan. I don't really defend anything, do I? I mean, everybody's on board with the military thing, so vote forever. This is going to go so badly wrong. We'll give it a try, though. I mean, if worst comes to the worst, we will show off something new. If you want, we can bring the ice giants. Why not? 9? Excellent. We even made stability go higher. War with Ashmead! Ha! You should have seen the look in the Ashmedian diplomat's face when I told him we were declaring war on his pathetic empire. I kicked him in the rumps as he left for good measure. We should teach him to fear us. The Ashmedian Empire's golden age is long behind it. They're still bigger than us, with more soldiers and a long history of conquest. But they lack discipline and are plagued with infighting. Fortunately, the kingdom's armies have not looked so formidable in a long time. I think we can win this. News of the war inspires a wave of patriotic fervour across the kingdom. Old knights come out of retirement. A naive new stampede to join the army. Hopefully it'll prove enough. Rest assured, Your Highness, you'll have our full support in this war. What's our opening gambit? I mean... Holy Crusade? We Holy Crusade this up. We have an 100% chance here. We have a kingdom holier than that. I like the odds of A. I like the odds of D. One person's like, oh, just... Holy Crusade, this is ridiculous. What is a paladin? If we actually won this, it would be so dumb. We won't, but wouldn't it be dumb? For too long, those Ashmedian heathens have been allowed to venerate their false god Kaldovaga. We will convert them with fire and sword. The crusade triggers a huge shockwave. Dozens of holy orders turn up to supplement your regular forces. Shining knights on armoured destriers, battle nuns in steel masks, warrior monks with bald heads and bad attitudes. Can't go any higher, but I'll start marshalling our troops. The Empire is no easy target. We have only one chance to get this right. Nonsense! One swift kick in the whole house of cards will tumble down. Wait and see. Meanwhile, we will indeed find a spouse, and we won't rock the boat. This time, we'll look for a partner. It's an easy decision. You're marrying to the grandees as we agreed, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Your Majesty, you'll never guess what arrived. Something good, I hope. I've decided to set up an outdoor salon here on the palace grounds. That's the sort of thing that's done in the capital, yes? Philosophers, thinkers, the best and the brightest will flock here for civilized discussion and delicious food. Anyway, the tents have arrived, the silverware and the menagerie. What about the rain? Oh, it'll be fine. It'll just give us more to discuss. So you'll allow it, won't you? It'll be so much fun. Just as long as you pay Kid of Burden with the profits. Lord Fizzlebert claps his hands and trots off to inspect the dovecote. Soon the salon is set up. From all over the capital, visitors come to sample the refreshments, enter debates, and spend money. Your cousin sends your payments to Kid of Burden, who responds with a grateful letter of thanks. Now you have 220 wealth. Meanwhile, the wizard. Below, a portcullis rattles open, a twisted stone figure enters, carried into the fortress. Borne on a palanquin, carried by hollow-eyed apprentices, the Baron goes to meet him. Well, I have taken time out of my very busy schedule to come and meet you in this pimple of a fort on the backside of nowhere. I thought we might have a common goal. Save your breath. I already know what you want from me. Assistance in overthrowing the current king, am I right? Well, aye. Was it that obvious? I was born a long time before yesterday, my good Baron, and unlike some of my more isolated colleagues, I'm no stranger to political machinations. On this occasion, our goals happen to align, but I cannot act on your behalf. Not until the bees are taken care of. Did you say bees? Yes. On this plane they're simple insects, but in the apiary, the world of dreams and magic, they're powerful and intelligent. Call themselves dreams of being. They have an innate fondness for royalty, and sometimes protect monarchs from magical interference, but they won't harm non-magical folk beyond the occasional sting, so you can deal with them. Gordius sets up residence on Marcher land, raising a tower in a matter of hours. For miles around, crops wither and die as a magical radiation ravages the landscape. You need to lower your combined farming of all regions to 14 or less in 4 seasons. That's gonna be an effort. Honestly, I'm gonna leave taxes as they are. No reason to rock the boat. Invading the Empire. Your Majesty, our troops are massing at the Ashmedian border. Soon we'll cross over and war will begin in earnest. What are my instructions? Fight with honor, probably. It worked last time. We could also fight no mercy, no quarter. We didn't do that Maybe we should do no mercy, no quarter. Let's do no mercy, no quarter this time. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Oh, this is going to be awful. This is when we push it too far. No mercy, no quarter. Gloves are off, Your Majesty. Been a while since I was knee-deep in blood. Will you be coming with me on the front lines, Your Majesty? It could get dicey. Of course I'm coming with you. Accompanied by the Marshal and a regiment of palace soldiers, you ride out to the front lines to lead an invasion into Empire territory. Most of the Ashmead is a scorching hot desert, dotted with the rusted hulks of strange machines. Rivers crisscross the arid landscape like tangled serpents, glittering towers of marble crowned on their banks. The Marshal soldiers are awaiting you, led by Baroness Neon Nautilus II. Time to teach those Ashmeadian scum some manners! It's eerily quiet once you cross over Ashmead, but not for long. Your Majesty, duck! Panic. An arrow zips past your head, followed by another, and another. Ambush! Ambush! Ashmeadian cavalry, wielding flashing scimitars and riding skinny white horses, burst from the nearby tree line. Your troops rally around you. But there are too many. Over several hours of exhausting fighting, you're forced back as your soldiers fall like cut grass. You ride through the chaos of battle, searching for the Marshal. A lance catches your armour and knocks you clean off your horse. You lie in the mud, staring up at a dozen Ashmeadians charge at you. And suddenly, Baron Neon Nautilus rides up, placing his horse between you and the enemy. She fends off your attackers while you climb back into your saddle. You whip your horse into a gallop with Baroness Neon Nautilus beside you. When you turn to thank her, you find she's dead in the saddle. A javelin stuck through her chest. There you are! We need to retreat! Retreat! Your troops turn and flee while the Ashmeadians cut them down. Somehow you make it back across the border, and you don't stop riding until you're within the walls of the capital. The Empire will stage a counter-invasion. I'll do my best to gather our scattered troops under one banner. Well, this is going awfully. Meanwhile, I have found 3 potential matches. Let's go. We have Eric, firstborn of the Northern Rabbit 13, Black Rabbit 13 clan. What I've heard, they know exactly what they want, and they'll do whatever is necessary to get it. Strange enough for a Northerner, their enthusiastic convert to the worship of the 9th god. South, Tristano, eldest son of the Spell Guru lineage. Poor to have an ego the size of a son, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many of us, South, he claims to put his faith in the 9th god. They were ready for us. They were ready for us. They saw our plan last time, and they were ready. And finally we have the March Suffering, Victoria, signed a prestigious 10-player bloodline. She's known for her blunt honesty, the kind of honesty that makes you enemies. Her great passion is hunting. Well, I know who we're going for. We are going for the March, Victoria. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements at once. And then... Your Majesty, it's awful! Must you rush in every time I see you? I'm so sorry, I'm just overcome. One of my guests has accused me of insulting him at the salons, and, well, the upstart is that I've been called for a duel. Because you did gravely insult me. You said I fixed my last duel. Lies. It's a misunderstanding. It wasn't even a philosophical conversation. I've never held a sword in my life, I'll be killed! That's your problem, not mine. Yeah. You made this bed, now lie in it, Fitzilbert. You made this bed. This is when the counter-invasion happens and we lose horribly. The duel takes place beneath one of the tents of the salon. Lord Fitzilbert and his opponent take the field, brandishing swords at each other. Have at you, you slanderous buffoon! I take it back, I take it back! Never! You'll pay for your insolence. Aye! You tripped up your last opponent with your cloak! There! I said it and I mean it! How is he such a pest? It does not go well. Grandy Gygrim cuts Lord Fitzalbert badly on the arm, and he faints clean away as he's carried off to the doctor. He recovers quickly enough, and is soon in good spirits once more, but the salon is quietly closed down. After a while, your cousin returns to speak to you. Oh dear cousin, it's been a lovely stay, but I'm sorry to say I'm leaving. Oh, no. I'm taking a trip to Sal. I feel the call of sea air. Thank you for everything, your majesty. With a hug and a wave he departs. The pirates of Sal will no doubt fleece him, but you have a feeling that he'll fall on his feet. He always does. Deep in the back rooms of the royal palace, the southern grandees are poring over secret letters and scribbled diagrams. The king has finally found a match, even if it isn't who he'd hoped. Now he just needs to get on with the wedding. Indeed, and then on to producing an heir. I heard tale of a secret meeting between the barons and the wizard Gordias. Ninth only knows what they were discussing, and it can't have been good. And we'll have to keep up our efforts. King Melkor isn't going anywhere on our watch. Might be going somewhere on the Ashmedians' watch, though. Might be going somewhere on the Ashmedians' watch. I don't want any of those. Oh no, I'll pick that one and replace that. So, let's do the wedding. Your wedding to Victoria is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. If it feels like you're the only one not taking part, instead of you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Victoria at your side. Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Then I now pronounce you king and wife. After the wedding is a feast, and after the feast a dance. Your wife Victoria delivers a short but heartfelt toast, expressing a wish to get to know you better. By the time you find yourself alone with Victoria, it's past midnight. You've never felt more tired. I must profess, I'm glad it's over. We can finally talk openly to each other. I must admit, I feel the same way. I'm glad to hear that. It must be difficult being king, constantly surrounded by liars, lickspittles and flatterers. I don't know how you stand it. It's tough, but I have to do my duty. By the 9th, I feel for you. I couldn't do it. After finishing a glass of the wine, you head to your separate bedchambers. It seems your wife is happy to take her time getting to know you. Meanwhile, Your Majesty, our invasion didn't go exactly according to plan. Ashmedian troops gave us a thrashing, and now they're pouring across the Marcher border. It doesn't look good. I'm all out of ideas. Maybe the council can help? Hire mercenaries to assist in the defense. Come on, people. Money will help us. Money. This is why we have money. And with the Royal Gamble, we only spend 600 on this. Desperately sue for peace would not go well. Are we going to hold our own here? I trust in the barons. I know you do, but I trust in money. You hire a mercenary outfit named the Steelhearts, whose main qualification is being nearby. You! We will hire you! What, because we're the greatest? No, you're there. Oh. Is that all? We've got money. We're in! Don't believe those rumours you hear about untrustworthy, cowardly mercenaries. We're worth every penny. Much as I hate to admit it, those Steelhearts came in damn useful. Looked dicey at first, but the barons fought like tigers and the mercs held the line. Against all odds, we held them off. The Ashmedians won't give up that easily, unfortunately. We're safe for now, but they're no doubt gearing up for another assault. So we're fine for a year. Also, we're getting another invite to the Winter Feast. We'll absolutely go. So next year, from the 9th, here we go. Far in the north, the snow blankets the landscape. The chiefs plot to bring about the end of the world. Ragnarok. Praise Morgana. Initial talks with the ice giants are going so well, they've gifted us a new patch of fertile land in the northern valleys. The gods are good. With this luck, this will be the foundation of an alliance strong enough to rock the world. Aye, the ice giants are a formidable ally, tall as a building and limbs like tree trunks, and those southerners don't know how to fight them like we do. But first you must offer them something they desire. A whole kingdom's worth of pillage? Just what I was thinking. If we fill the kingdom with bountiful goods and plunder, the giants won't be able to resist. Yeah, that's unstoppable. A golem assault! Your Majesty, Your Majesty, the Ashmedians have begun their second assault on the border, and this time they brought golems! Oh dear. A golem is immune to arrows and conventional weaponry. Their fists can crush any armor, and Ashmed has built hundreds of them. Our troops have already been forced to retreat, and now the Ashmedians hold miles of marcher territory. What can we do against such a threat? Folks! Folks! Hire a wizard! Wizard! Wizard, wizard, wizard! This never goes wrong! Hire a wizard! Money solves many problems when it comes to war. And it only costs us 1,200. We might fight them to a truce. Pay to win. Oh man, this'll be... No, you fools. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're paying them money. The wizards are forbidden from wielding their magic in international conflicts, but with enough coin they can be persuaded to offer advice. The wizard Godias is the first to take up you up on your offer, of course. He is a hideous and broken thing, carrying your palace along aboard a pelican. Golems are primitive beings, really. No brains, no free will. If they're ordered to fight you, they'll follow you to the ends of Celestath. But they're also heavy. Why not lure them into a swamp? The wizard's device is as good as gold. It proves eminently simple for your troops to lead the relentless golems into a bog, which swallows them without trace. Bloody fantastic! The Ashmedians value their golems highly. Their morale's plummeted, and they'll be much more cautious now. Perhaps this humiliation will be enough to persuade them to negotiate. Godias is playing all sides. I mean, as he should. Melkor, dearest, I have something for you. It's something I brought back from my latest hunt. A trophy! Victoria takes you by the hand to lead you to the Great Hall, where a white sheet hangs from some statue that wasn't there before. When she pulls the sheet free, and it falls to the floor, the taxidermied figure of a great brown bear is revealed, snarling in anger as if ready to attack. We're gonna keep that in the room. Another bear. We always need more bears. The bear makes a fine addition to the council chamber that is already replete with bear statues. The nobles give nervous glances every time they're in the room. Oh yeah, it's the plant. Grandy Daffy Brain. Or Daffy McBrain, rather. You've got a clay pot with a plant. Our expert farmers have discovered a new kind of plant, Your Highness. I thought you might like to name it. Geranium. There's already a plant name called a geranium, Your Majesty. How dare you defy your king? Very well, geranium it is. Yay! This stuff grows wonderfully fast. It tastes horribly, but the farm animals don't mind. I suggest we grow it in the south as livestock feed, or perhaps we make a nice addition to the palace decor. Oh, we could put it in the palace. Come on, people. Put it in the palace. Seize the geranium crop from the grandees and place it in the palace. This'll be fine. Nothing will go wrong. We're going to get eaten by plants, aren't we? That's going to be a great way to perish. Eaten by plants. Haven't seen the palace option. Yeah, it'll be very fun. If, that is, we survive. Not all grandees are happy about their geranium being uprooted and put in the capital, but Grandee Daphne is grateful for the cash. Meanwhile, geranium quickly establishes itself in your greenhouse, along your walls, and occasionally creeping into your windows. You'll be fine. Okay, people, we don't want to vote for B, probably. Because honestly, we need all the military we can get, potentially. Potentially. Jerry the cat has made it into a chair. Hello, Jerry. Maybe Geranium Smart 2 will fight off the Ashmead. That would be an idea. Send that over, it'll kill their entire empire stone dead. Like, immediately. Just one dead empire. Do we have the option for the Forever War after this? Oh, we could totally scupper everything by having a Forever War. We could do that. I'm not sure how good of an idea it is. But we could totally do that. Okay, what happened? Farming down? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Legends Rising? Legends Rising? You're aware of the ice giants, I hope. Brutish creatures that live in the frozen wastes beyond our northern borders. In time before time, they ruled the north and kept people as slaves. Ah. The chiefs are willing to let bygones be bygones. They're forging an alliance with the giants. They're all mad, every one of them. My intelligence suggests that the chiefs will have offered up the kingdom as plunder for the giants. It's not often I say this, but the kingdom's strong economy is a problem. Can we take them in a fight? That's difficult to determine. Perhaps the marshal could provide a more precise answer, but I'd imagine not. We haven't fought ice giants in centuries. Only the chiefs know how, and they aren't likely to tell us. The two of them combined would be a formidable foe, even for the most well-equipped army. Alright, people. Build a great wall! This'll stop them. It won't stop them at all. But we're doing it. Obviously go with the giants. We want to delay so we can get the negotiations going. Also, this means we get more money to eventually pay off a wall. I really don't think that's necessary. Such things are usually always torn out eventually. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps they're right, but at least it will buy you some time. Work on the so-called Melkor's Wall begins right away. There's no time to waste. The chief stat goal will not be elevated until the end of next season. You feel relaxed and full of energy as Grandee Daffy strolls into the council chambers. A stray tendril of geranium has curled around the arm of your chair. Wonderful day, isn't it, Your Holiness? I feel you fit as a fiddle. Yes, a few of our scholars have been researching the properties of geranium, and the scent of the flowers has a euphoric effect. But perhaps that's a good thing. If it makes everyone more cheerful, where's the harm? I mean, clearly, it's harmless. Keep it in the palace. Nothing will go wrong. Everything will be fine. It'll all go great. Don't trust our luck. It'll be fine. It'll be fine! It won't be fine! We're all gonna die. But at least that'll end the war. The Grandees are relieved that their precious geranium has now lost its good reputation. When you settle into your bed that night, leaves coil across your ceiling. It'll be fine. Your marriage has grown strong and steady like an old castle ball. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossomed into something like love. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair, but something's missing. You need an heir. You need someone young. Well, for the first time in ages, we'll have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to that. Oh, is that a flower there? Yes. Meanwhile, down in the march, Baron Farmer is visiting the wizard Godias in his tower. Lava bubbles and cracks in the stone. Last night as I slept, I walked through the glittering halls of the apiary. Do you know what I saw? Vast crystalline palaces, dream queens upon shimmering thrones. The hives go from strength to strength. What happened to Wadil, you fool? Am I dealing with an incompetent... Please, just give us a few more months. By the 9th, I won't let you down. See that you don't. Those who waste my time quickly discover that the 7 hells hold no torments like an irritated wizard. I think you might be in trouble. Also, I'm going to raise taxes. Just in case we need that money. Let's do this first. Your Majesty, the Ashmedian ambassador is here. He's willing to negotiate returns of a truce. We've made your point, warmonger. What will it take to achieve peace between us? Is it worth pursuing peace, Marshal? Your Marshal takes you aside. The kingdom's armies are stretched to breaking point, and the Ashmedes still haven't shown their true power. We're lucky the Ashmedian citizens are demanding an end to this war. The Empire's endless manpower is still in reserve. Let's not push our luck. If you value the lives of your citizens, bring this messy affair to an end. I mean, we're here. Forever war? No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace. This is gonna go bad. Have you ever played King of Dragon? King of Dragon Pass is a game that has a lot of ways that you can game over. You know what one of those ways to game over is? Get on the bad side of the dwarfs. You know another way to get on the... or the bad side of the beast folk. Or the bad side of the dragon newts. Or the trolls. Or lots of the factions. I think you'll find that you just made a huge mistake. The ambassador walks out, ignoring your noble's jeers and insults. You stay up late in the night with your marshal strategizing for the next phase of the war, and go to bed confident that everything's coming up Melkor. But over the next few weeks you hear worrying reports. The generals of Ashmead are putting aside their differences and uniting their armies. New golems are being forged in the church factories. After centuries of decadence, decay and decline, you've humiliated the great empire badly enough that it's starting to get its act together. Oh dear. The sparkling energy brought by early Germanian blooms has been replaced with a fever that hits the entire palace. Indoors, the air is thick with its heavy scent. Sweat pours from your brow like a waterfall. When servants open the windows, leaves and stems crowd inside as though hungry. It's afflicting Victoria too. Both of you feel absolutely dreadful. When the scholars from Quell University investigate, it becomes clear that it's responsible for the sickness. Oh! Pray for health! Come on, people! We are the religious king. We pray for health. Come on. Pray for health. The 9th will save us. And then we'll die to the Ashmedians. Oh, next season we're in so much trouble. And it's going to be glorious. It's going to go so badly wrong. So badly wrong. A fleet of southern priests arrive at the palace. They sprinkle holy water on your feverish brow and wander through your overgrown corridors chanting solemnly. In a matter of days, your fever breaks and the tendrils of geranium shrivel and wither. Oh, miracle! The Archbishop praises the ninth god for his help. Also Winter Feast. We are here again. This time it's Merinules. Look at all the mirror. What did I bring? I brought a casket overflowing with sapphires. Actually, I just bought an axe. What extraordinary craftsmanship. Useless as a flagon full of seawater, of course, but it certainly looks pretty. I'll make sure all the chiefs know of your generosity. We're gonna get a little merry. We are a little merry this time. The winter feast draws on, the snow piles upside. We are going to take on a contest. At Winter Feast, the chiefs challenge each other to various games. You soon find yourself facing Varalen in an eating competition. You quickly realise the contest hinges on eating some hideous northern delicacies. The first dish is a rotten fish that's been buried for 6 weeks. Varlan is already chomping away merrily. Take the challenge. You thank the ninth god you're stinking drunk. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to handle a single bite. You devour the rotten fish, holding your nose with one hand. The second dish is even worse. It's just a bowl of wobbling sheep's eyeballs uncooked. Your opponent continues to munch away. Give it my best shot. It's too much. You gesture for the foul dish to be taken away. The chiefs cheer wildly. You celebrate by vomiting everywhere. Next morning, the chiefs are scattered around the hall, groaning and nursing their hangovers. Your own hangover isn't too bad, but the thought of the voyage home makes you wince. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin the long, perilous journey back to the capital. I think the game's about to end. Back in the north, Chief Kid of Burden is hosting yet another feast in their clan hall. Mead is being passed around in good measure, and some chiefs are dancing on the tables. This can only mean two things. Really good news or really bad news. Nodokasa, pass me the drink, you old lout. I'm drinking until my ancestors feel it. Were those ice giants I saw on my way back through the lands? Have we really done it? Your eyes don't deceive you, lad. They'll be marching with us come the morrow, and by Grahala's beard, why did they come out in force? We must have really impressed them with our reports of the kingdom's bounty. The gods are good, but what happens after the ice giants march? Axe of my ancestors, I hadn't thought about that. Someone fetch me another drink, then assemble the other chiefs. Quickly, damn you! Lower authority, lower stability. I mean, both of these are interesting. It can't, that's true. It's alright, I think it might be over in a moment. There won't be much left of the palace after this, but we'll build a new one, bigger and fancier, with more bones. More bones! Wait, what? Ale sloshes all over the floor as Chief Kid of Burden teeters on the edge of a bench. Either way, we'll sort it out when we're done pillaging. For now, let's party! We do need to make sure the kingdom is sufficiently unstable, don't forget. Although unite and repel us, ice giants or no. Lower stability to 5 or less. To 5 or less. However, it's over. The Awoken Giant. Yeah, now you're about to find out what happens if you go against the Ashmedian Empire. You're in your war room, going over your battle plans with your marshal. So far, the Ashmedian War has been going well. Your troops have captured several forts and conquered a nice stretch of territory. Suddenly, a flustered barons burst through the door. News from the front lines! Ashmead has fielded an army twice the size of our own, and their troops are accompanied by huge iron golems, bigger than churches! I see. The sleeping giant has finally awoken. Please elaborate. Ashmead was too busy infighting to devote its full attention to us. But now that's changed. Their empire dwarfs our kingdom, your majesty. We should have made peace when we had the chance. Over the next few weeks you receive report after report of your armies being swept aside by Ashmead. Their huge golems are known as immortals, and they're unstoppable. At last, you wake to find the Ashmedian army camped right outside the walls of the capital. They're not interested in negotiating. Do we wait for the end, or do we make a run for it? Yup. You saddle up your horse and gallop through the streets, heading desperately for the nearest gate. Perhaps you can slip out unnoticed, start a new life somewhere. But your citizens recognize you and shout in outrage. An army is at the gates and their cowardly king is abandoning them. A hurled stone knocks you off your steed and you sprawl in the gutter. The peasant punches you in the mouth. Then the rest of the mob is upon you, grabbing and jostling. Call yourself a king, leaving us here to die? The peasants drag you to the Threadwater River and bind you into a heavy stone. With jeers and snarls, they heave you over their heads and drop you into the water. You sink like a stone that's tied to your leg. As you watch the bubbles escape your mouth, you wonder where it all went wrong. Vote, by the way. I mean, we started being thrown in the river, and we ended being thrown in the river. Sort of cyclic. It's Otto or Vargas. And the winner was Otto. King Melkor was killed by a mob for his cowardice. Meanwhile, the Empire sacked the capital, pillaging everything they could before burning it to the ground. The chief's agreement with the Ice Giants fell apart, and the Giants ended up attacking the north instead. The subsequent war kept the chiefs too busy to worry about matters of the throne. Unable to keep their puppet on the throne, the grandees were forced to retreat to their secluded villas and brood. It wouldn't take long before the new southern claimant would rise. When they did, the grandees would be ready. The barons leapt into the power vacuum left by King Melkor's death, and Otto took the crown with the council's blessing. King Melkor, the absolutist. Yep. Only Melkor deals in absolutes. That's a good point. Wasn't the war... Yeah, funnily enough, it was. Look at how much our military got hammered. That run went well. It went about as well as I thought it would. It went as well as I thought it would. And we won! Surprisingly, you did. And all it cost was half your military. Might be, actually. Might be. Yes, you're on the throne. Your bloodline is on the throne. So the miracle monarch managed to ruin the kingdom. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought, folks, that a flood of beer isn't a good way to determine the future monarch? Who'd have thought? Scandal. It was a miracle, though. Yeah. And then it led to a disaster. Is there any way to win the invasion? No. No. As far as I've gathered, the best thing to do is to either fight them a little and then sue for peace, or rather take the negotiation, or hold them off and then take the negotiation. You don't fight them onwards. You will not win. You will not win. Think about Stellaris. Think about them as a fallen empire. And think about the ending when they became an awakened empire. That's the difference. And we were not ready to take on an awakened empire. I'll tell you what though, folks. Do not poke the sleeping giant. But I must thank you all ever so much, folks, for being here. Hey! It was a fun ending. It was silly. It was fun. I liked it. And there are a couple of things I need to quickly talk about before we conclude, folks. First off, I must thank you all for being here, because you are all absolutely fantastic and amazing and brilliant and wonderful. And I couldn't do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. It was a fun stream. We got to show off the other side of that fight. We found a new ending, indeed. And there are a couple of things to talk about. First off, my website, kikosko.com. I'll try and get some rest, Black Rabbit, but more recording tomorrow. It never ends. My website, you can check out my schedule, readbetween.com. You can also find links to my kebab up and help. Then there is my Discord, No Problem Ada, where you can join my larger time community, which I'm often a part of. There's loads of ways to talk about stuff. Loads of emotes based on Let's Plays and streams past and present, and if you link your Twitch and Discord together and you sub to me on Twitch, you can use the Twitch emotes on Discord, which is fantastic. There's also my Patreon, where you can pledge to support me in doing what I do. Will do, Dark Jade. There's not been Let's Play stream-wise hidden behind paywalls, but there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes you typically do not see, including but not limited to all the editing, compression, and test streams and test recordings and everything that makes all what I do a reality. And in these times, I do rely on the people that pledge to me, especially now with the moving coming, that makes all what I do a reality. And those that do pledge not only get a different coloured name on Discord and my deep and sincere thanks, maybe Farsight will, you also get the ability to put names forward for games for the Patreon shortlisted vote. There's also my YouTube channels, both of them. There's 73 of you here, by the way. Thank you ever so much. That is amazing. I didn't notice it before, but there's 73 of you. That's awesome. First, there is my Let's Play channel. 16 years old, that is, and 10,000 videos. I'm so old. And there's also my VOD channel, which is a lot newer. And that is the channel for my... It is a neat stream game, isn't it, Guy Grim? But that's where my Twitch VODs go. And both of those channels like engagement, the appeasement of the algorithm. And to do that, you like and sub on the videos. Like and comment on the videos, rather, and sub if you're not. And if you are sub, press that bell for those notifications. Then there is my Twitter, my other social media accounts, like my Mastodon, Instagram, Blue Sky, the Discord, and the community tab on YouTube. There you can get notifications on when I start streaming, when my Let's Play videos go live, and all kinds of random other stuff, but that is not all. There's also my Throne wishlist, where you can put money towards getting me things that bring me joy, or in the near future, bring me a lot of furniture, because I'm going to need all that furniture, that I am. And if you have a suggestion for something, you can put it up there, and if it's approved, people can then pledge to that. Finally, there is me thanking all of you, because seriously, you are all absolutely fantastic and amazing and brilliant and wonderful. Oh, there goes Gav. And I couldn't do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. You are the heart and soul of my community. You make it all worth it, and you truly are the reason I can do what I do. And I do mean that. You are the reason. I couldn't do this without you. I wouldn't want to. The move stuff's going to be hard, it's going to be tiring, it's going to be stressful, but we'll get it done. That we will. And with your continued support, I'll be able to keep doing this for many years to come, folks. As many years as is possible. So thank you all ever so much, folks. Seriously, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope you achieve everything you set out to do. The next stream is... Oh, Old Dragon. We will raid Old Dragon. Good call. The next stream is tomorrow, and that is at 2 PM BST. Animal Crossing New Horizons. They'll be adorable, they'll be chill, and hopefully I'll have the... Is Old Dragon actually... is Old Dragon actually going? Oh, they are. It just wouldn't let me... Oh, that was weird. It wouldn't let me there. But, there we go. Ah, I didn't put the second D in the name. There we go. Sorted it now. But thank you all ever so much. Seriously, thank you. And I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. And remember, be nice to each other, everyone, for if everyone is nice to each other, the world would be that much better a place. And we all want that, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And I hope you do too. Later. Just remember, folks, don't poke the sleeping giant. It may wake up. And you won't like it when it wakes up. You won't like it.